We're first going to talk about pay as you earn. And the reason we're going to talk about pay as you earn is because it's one of the payment plans that's going to be phased out between July 1st, 2026 and July 1st, 2028, although the Department of Education has not shared exactly when that will occur. So what are your options? Well, if you are not eligible for new income-based repayment, meaning that you were not considered a new borrower as of July 1st, 2014. So essentially, an easier way to think about this is if you're in your mid 30s or older, but you're eligible for pay as you earn, you're probably not eligible for new IBR. If that's the case, I would stay put and pay as you earn. The reason for that is your payment is 10% of your discretionary income. You pay it for 20 years until any remaining loans are forgiven. You're not eligible for new IBR, which has the same terms. And that means that whenever pay as you earn is phased out, your next best bet is probably the old version of income-based repayment, which is a 5% higher payment for 5 years longer. So I would be trying to stack up as much credit on pay as you earn for as long as I can before making the switch. And that's definitely ideal if you're like in year 8 of public service loan forgiveness or year 18 of income driven repayment plan forgiveness. You may literally be able to just ride it out before they make the switch and have your student loans forgiven. But even if you're like at the beginning stages of your forgiveness journey, staying here as long as you can will still save you some dollars over the long run. Next, let's talk about people who are on SAVE plan and are currently on administrative forbearance. And this is something where you definitely have to look at your budget, have some self-awareness of what's going on with the balance of your finances, because this is more tricky than the rest of the options. So right now, you have no payment at all. If you have other financial priorities, maybe cash flow is tight, maybe you're trying to pay down other debts, maybe you're trying to beef up your reserves in the event of the student loan tax bond, which we're going to talk about shortly, then there is a definite benefit for this forbearance lasting as long as it possibly can. However, we don't know if it's going to take them a year, or they could kick you off of SAVE administrative forbearance in the next month or two. And if they do that, they have already said that they're going to transition you to either the old or new version of income-based repayment. So if I'm looking at that, the options would be, if I stay put, let's say that I'm not eligible for a new IBR, but I am eligible for pay as you earn. If I stay put, then they're going to eventually transfer me into old IBR. And that's going to have a higher payment than pay as you earn, which may not be ideal. So do I take my loans out of forbearance now and just get on the pay as you earn plan so that I can get ahead of them moving me to the old version of income-based repayment? Or do I want to risk getting onto old IBR and it taking a very long time to switch to pay as you earn and it costing me money in the interim? I can't make that decision for you, but those are the things that you're kind of having to keep in mind. And really the only group that I can see definitively deciding to just take it out of forbearance now are people who are really close to income-driven repayment plan forgiveness. So if I were a year or two out, or even 3 years out from IDR forgiveness or public service loan forgiveness, I may not want to be waiting for them to take me out of forbearance. I may want to start racking up credit now. It's less of a concern with public service loan forgiveness buyback because you can buy back these months. But in terms of income-driven repayment plan forgiveness, there's no way to buy that back. So every month you're in SAVE forbearance, it's just a month that you're not getting credit. So that would be one group in SAVE where I can see them just pulling the trigger now and applying to get onto a new plan.